Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm finally doing such a highly requested video, and that is all about my weight loss journey, how I lost 15 pounds. This video is going to be a little long, so I highly recommend you grab something to drink, take some notes while you're at it, and enjoy. I have my notes on my phone, and I'm going to try to do a really good job at explaining this to you guys, but if you still have questions at the end, you can drop it in the comments down below and I can see how I can help. Let me preface this by first saying that this journey was so unexpected for me because I always had the mentality that I couldn't lose weight and I would not be able to lose the weight, and this is just how I was. I'm stuck like this. And then around May, I started feeling so fed up of myself, and I just feel like you have to reach that point where you're like, oh my goodness, I have to make these changes. I don't feel good. I don't feel confident in myself. I don't feel me, and that is a real serious mindset shift, and honestly what I felt helped me so much throughout this journey. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I did, and it was mainly three main things that I did that really helped me with my healthy lifestyle journey, and that is one of the first most important things that I feel like if we have to go into it thinking about, and that is our mindset, and that it is a lifestyle and it is a journey and not just a one-time quick fix that is just gonna help everything in life, because it really is not. I mean, I was looking back on an old video that I did that I never put up, and my entire face looks so different to how my face looks in my videos now. I feel so happy, I feel so confident, and best of all, I know that it's my lifestyle now and it's what I do, and I don't feel like if I would, just randomly stop one day and be like, this is not for me, because it's so sustainable. And I feel like if you really want to have that sustainable aspect to it, otherwise you are not going to stick to it and you're just going to go back to your old ways. For me, the little things that I did became so much part of my lifestyle that I don't feel like if I am anywhere close to just quitting it, because it's just basically who I am now and what I do in my life, if that makes sense. And you will kind of get a gist of what I'm saying when I'm going through the little points. So let us start with one of the first things that made such, if not the biggest difference in the way that I looked and the amount of weight that I lost. So in May 2022, I was around 137 pounds. And in November 2022, I was around 117.8 pounds. So I lost over 15 pounds, and the period was a 6-month period. As I said, so it was gradual, not like an overnight 3-day kind of thing, because those things never work. And then you end up always gaining back the weight. So a lot of times you will hear people say that, they did this, but they gained back the weight as soon as they stopped. I feel like if mine was a lot more consistent because it became part of my lifestyle. So one of the biggest things that helped me in this was the way that I ate. And I honestly think that this was such like the biggest factor in how I lost weight. So I would do 16-8 intermittent fasting about 3, 4, 5 times for the week, depending. But the majority of the week, I would do intermittent fasting. So that basically means I would fast for 16 hours and eat during an 8-hour period. A lot of people say that this is really hard to do, but honestly, if you schedule it in such a way where you sleep through the majority of your fasting period, it is going to help you so much, because you're not going to feel really, really hungry. So for me, I like having my first meal, which is my lunch, around 11:30 a.m. So 16 hours from that would be around 7:30 p.m. So 7:30 p.m. the night before would be my last meal. That would be my dinner. If I'm having dessert that night, that is going to be my cutoff time, 7:30 p.m. So 12 hours is 7:30 a.m. and 4 hours later to make it a total of 16 hours is 11:30 a.m. This makes so much sense for me because my bedtime is around 10 p.m. I'm sleeping for the majority of the time. When I wake up and I'm busy, getting myself ready for work, I have to drive 30 minutes to work. When I get to work, I go through emails and get stuff done. I'm not thinking about that extra time that I have, that like 3 hours later until my lunch. I'm so busy and so occupied with myself that the time literally flies. So if you're doing the 16-8 intermittent fasting or looking to do any kind of fasting, try as much as possible to schedule it around your natural life, like your realistic life, and to fast while you're sleeping. That way it is so much more manageable, and it's not like you're saying that you're not eating for 16 hours. You're mostly sleeping and then you're up maybe like 4 hours. So what I like doing is getting up, and I'm not a coffee drinker, but one of the things that you can do when you're intermittent fasting is drink a lot of liquids in the morning. So a lot of people do black coffee, but for me, I would do some kind of tea. Sometimes I do sneak in matcha. You're not supposed to really drink milk, but sometimes I do. I'm not really strict with it. And that is another thing. I was not restrictive with my meals at all. I was more intuitive and mindfully eating and not starving myself. So if I felt like if I wanted a matcha today, this is what I would have. But the majority of the days I would do some kind of tea, maybe like honey ginger, maybe lemon, some kind of fruit tea. There's so many different options of teas that you can choose from if you are not a coffee drinker. So don't ever let that be an excuse. And then right behind me, I have my chlorophyll water as well. I just make sure to hydrate as much as possible throughout the morning so I'm not feeling hungry at all. So the thing about intermittent fasting is that you literally start your fast after your last meal. So if you plan on doing intermittent fasting and your last meal is at 10 p.m. the night before, just remember that your first meal is going to be 10 to 10 is 12 and 4 hours after is 2 p.m. So if you have a work day and you have to get up like 7 o'clock, you are not going to be eating for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 7 hours. So you see how much longer that is. When you schedule it around your natural day, it's so much easier and it just makes more sense like that. So I know I'm an early morning person. I wake up 7:30 a.m. So I'm not going to be having my last meal the night before at 10 because I would be so hungry to the point of no return from the time I wake up at 7 and having my first meal at 2. So this is just what works for me. And of course, you just have to kind of figure out what works for you and how you can incorporate intermittent fasting into your personal lifestyle. And I just want to say again, I don't feel as if I am punishing myself or starving myself or anything like that because I am basically not really eating only for 3-4 hours in the morning, which is nothing for me. You don't ever want to eat late. And if my bedtime is like 10 p.m., I'm not going to feel my best if I eat close to 10 p.m. or 9 and just, have a ton of things like resting on my stomach. No, so it's the lifestyle aspect of it, which is what I was telling you guys before. So it just became part of my daily routine and it just is who I am now. If you want to do the intermittent fasting situation, just remember that this may look different to you so you could incorporate it and adjust the times to suit whatever works with you. So with my first meal, I like having my lunch as my heaviest meal. So I always tell you guys this in my what I eat in a day videos. I will link in a playlist down below so you can go ahead and check it out. But lunch is always my carb meal. So this is when I would have like rice, pasta, potatoes, whatever it is that I want for lunch, I'm going to eat it. So my period of eating is 11:30 and 8 hours later. So I have a lot of time to eat whatever I want. But with intermittent fasting, you obviously don't want to overdo it. You're not gonna have a lot of processed foods. You're not gonna be overeating during that 8-hour period. I feel like if once you have that lunch and you have a good lunch, you are gonna feel so full. So you wanna have carbs, protein, vegetables, whatever it is that you want for lunch. And then I might have an evening snack around 2, 3, and then when I come home, I would work out and then I would have dinner. And my dinner will be by 7:30 p.m. so that I can have my 16-hour period of fasting. So for dinner is where I feel like if it was crucial to make those changes. So with my heaviest meal being carbs for lunch, for dinner, I would have lots of nutrient-dense food. Big salads, tuna salads, chickpea salads. I would have lots of roasted vegetables with tofu or chickpeas. I said that already, but I don't eat meat. So the bulk of my protein is tofu, chickpeas, salmon. I love salmon and shrimp. So I basically make sure to have tons of those vegetables, tons of those leafy greens, and the protein. So that is really where I felt like if the biggest changes in me came from, because before I would just eat whatever I wanted for dinner. But when I started to not eat those carbs for dinner, that is when I felt so much better. And again, I don't feel like if I'm restricting myself because I did get my carbs in for the day, and then dinner, all I'm eating is a low carb meal with a lot of protein. And that's it. So if you're looking for ideas for a lot of vegan meals or meals with fish in it, I have my what I eat in a day playlist, which kind of gives you really good ideas. So you can browse through it and see ideas of what you can eat for lunch and dinner. Of course, you can always replace my protein with whatever protein works for you. So let us talk about balance when it comes to eating. So think of it like this. If you eat a really heavy lunch, balance it off by not eating a really heavy dinner. So that was my mindset and that was my approach, and it honestly did me wonders. When I go out, I just eat whatever I want to eat. And if you guys watch my Instagram, you know that that is true, because I do a lot of reviews on foods that I eat, and I don't restrict myself or starve myself or punish myself when I go out. I just literally eat whatever I feel like eating. I would never sit here and tell you that you need to be, you know, watching what you eat when you go out. Life is too short, and I will eat that cake. I would have that fries. I would have that mimosa. I would live my life when I'm going out and enjoying it, honestly. The difference is now I listen to my hunger cues. I don't go into a restaurant and feel like if I need to eat the entire thing. If I feel full, I would stop, pack that away and have it later on, but I don't feel like if I need to absolutely eat every single thing on my plate anymore. And that is also something that really helped me, because I would not listen to my hunger cues, and even though I was full, like I couldn't know that I was full anymore. I just thought that I could have eaten more when I was just really overeating. So that is something that you can also watch. Life is meant to be enjoyed, and I'm not gonna restrict myself when I'm going out, and I'm not gonna feel like if I have to not eat carbs for dinner if I'm going out for dinner. Absolutely not. So if I know I'm going out for dinner and I know I'm gonna eat whatever I want to eat, then I would maybe have a lighter lunch. So it's all about that balance, you know, one heavy meal, one light meal, that's it. I also am very careful about what I have in my apartment. So I did like a Valentine's Day charcuterie situation that I made a video, and I will link it in for you guys, and it had a lot of candy in it, and I felt like when that candy was in my apartment, I was eating it like no other. So I really am careful about what snacks I keep in my apartment, because I don't like keeping a lot of processed food, because I feel like if that is where a lot of just unhealthy things come from. So I instead would opt for tons of fruits. So I always have like grapes, blueberries, strawberries, peaches, whatever is in season as well. So that can be like Portugals, mangoes I love so much, the occasional pineapple if I feel like cutting it. A lot of fruits are in my apartment, and you still get that sweet taste, but it's natural, it's not processed, it does not have added sugar, no preservatives, nothing like that. So that is how I prefer to snack. Something else you can always find in my house is edamame, and I buy that from like any Chinese grocery, and I love edamame. I would like boil it, add my little bit of salt. That is my snack, and I'm so happy with that. So you will not find any packaged candy or snacks in my apartment, and my friends could literally vouch for this. I'm so particular about that, because I know that if I have it, I will eat it. And I have been eating like M&Ms, and nothing is wrong with that, but like a dark chocolate is obviously way better than processed candy, you know? Another thing I don't drink at all is fruit juices. I don't keep any juices in my apartment. Juices are a lot of empty calories, and it's just gonna spike your blood sugar. You don't need lots of fruit juices. Like hydrate a lot or have fruit infused water, teas and stuff like that. But honestly, I am not, like, you will never come to my place and find juice in it. If I'm having like something or my friends are coming over, I will have juice, but I don't keep like juice, and I don't keep like a lot of soft drink or sodas in my apartment either. What I do have is like club soda, and then I can just go ahead and flavor that with lime or lemon or something like that. What I know I have sometimes is maybe like a 4-pack or a 6-can of Coke, because sometimes I like to indulge in like Coke. I just love a good Coke sometimes, but there are so many different kinds of sparkling waters and drinks that you could have that are low calorie and not as processed and does not have added sugar. So I prefer those over fruit juices that are just empty calories. One thing I do, I'm not gonna lie, that I do keep in moderation in my apartment every so often. Ice cream is like my favorite thing in the entire world. So instead of buying a pint of ice cream, I would buy these small one-sized portions, because when I eat one, I'm not going to go back and be like, oh, let me eat a next one. Whereas with a tub of ice cream, I feel like if I could just keep dipping in it, which is what I do. So you have to know yourself and know what you would do. But these are changes that I made that I felt were so easy to do in my life, and I just had such a good time with this process and figuring out the foods that I like, and, you know, coming home every evening to do my roasted vegetables or my salads, and, you know, having my good morning with my tea and just quiet time for myself. All of those things really, really did help me. So I know this part was a lot of information, but this is what I really feel helped me and made the biggest change in my life. Okay, on to the next part that really helped me. that was documenting and tracking my entire journey. So to do that, I use the best wellness journal on Amazon, and it is the Move Daily Wellness Journal. So it's actually one of the products that I created for my stationery brand. And the reason why I created it is because this is exactly what I did. This is exactly how I track my progress, what I did in my life, because it is a 6-month wellness journal. And I was able to look back on it and reflect on it. And I feel like 6 months is the perfect amount of time, because that's where I saw the biggest difference. And it was not like doing anything that was unhealthy or doing anything that was restrictive or anything like that. It was like a natural progression in 6 months. So there are 2 prints. There is this one, which is the floral, and there is a matte black one. This is the one that I used. And of course, I will have it linked down below for you guys to check out. So I love this because it allows you to set monthly goals. So every single month you have a page like this, and this is basically goals this month. You want to have a progress picture, how you feel, and a little dream board inspiration section like this. Then there's also a quote at the front. Now, let me tell you why this was so important. That progress picture, you guys, I told you that I went into this not thinking I was going to lose any weight or look any different. And then I started to take these pictures, and even though I felt like actual when I was taking them, I still kept them, and I said, you know what? You never know. And I was so embarrassed to look at it, and I was so embarrassed to see these pictures, but I just kept it and chucked it away in a folder on my phone, you know? When it comes to the pictures, just remember that even though it may be embarrassing, no one is seeing it except yourself. You have to take the pictures, because if you don't, you are not going to see the difference. And when I saw that difference in the first 3 months, you guys, it was like a driving force for me to just continue with my workout. So that self-reflection and progress pictures and all of those things are literally crucial, because if I did not take those pictures, I would have said, oh my God, literally nothing is happening. And then I would have just been going back into an unmotivated slump, which is what I did a lot of times in the past. But when I saw these pictures and I was able to look at my journal and be like, oh my God, I'm seeing a difference, that is really what helped me to just continue along with it. So it was one bikini that I was using constantly throughout. And then I didn't see like a big difference in the first month. And then the second month, I thought maybe I saw a small difference. And I think the biggest difference I saw was in the third month, when I was like, oh my God, like I'm seeing a difference. Like something is happening here. Something is changing. What is going on, you know? I was so happy. And I feel like if that is because I set the goals for this month. So for instance, my goals will be not skip 2 workouts in a row, juice more, fresh juices like celery juice, and fix my sleep schedule, get 8 to 9 hours. How do I feel? I feel so inspired. And then I would have such a good time doing these little collages from Pinterest. There's also a section on front where you can stick your dream board. So this is like inspiration pictures that I did for mine. I didn't do this side yet, but this is what I did for one section. So that was the monthly pages. The layout for each day is like breakfast, lunch, dinner. You have to check off like how much you hydrated, if you took your vitamins, what was your general gist of your workout, how did you feel, and self-love affirmations. So in the front of the book, you have 50 self-care affirmations. Then you have like grocery list essentials, where I would write in essentials that I like keeping in my apartment. So whenever I'm writing my grocery list, if something slips my mind, I always have this master grocery list where I can go back to. So for instance, for protein, I would have like smoked salmon, chickpeas, tofu, shrimp, vegan nuggets, tuna, bread and pasta. I would have like sushi, rice, fettuccine, like authentic, and then mushroom ramen. Vinegar condiments would be like olive oil, pesto sauce, and frozen food will be like fries, mozzarella sticks, all of those yummy things. So whenever I'm making my grocery list, I have a list of things that I always love, you know? The how do I feel part of this journal was really important as well for me, because it would allow me to reflect on my day and the food that I ate or the workouts that I did or did not do. And then sometimes if I overeat, I would be able to write down and take accountability and say I did not feel good for eating that entire pizza, or I did not feel good because I really did not work out today, or I did not work out in about 2 days and I don't feel my best self. You have to be able to be brutally honest with your thoughts, and I feel like if that was a big part of this, and that is what I did, I finally was able to look myself in the eye and be like, I don't feel good. I don't feel my best self. I've been eating like I've been feeling like garbage. I don't work out anymore. I live a very non-active lifestyle. I don't feel good. You are just basically being brutally honest with yourself. And I feel like if that is a huge thing that I was able to see while doing my 6-month reflections in my wellness journal. I highly recommend, if you are being serious with your weight loss journey or your fitness journey or your lifestyle, health, whatever journey it is, to get one of these and reflect every single day on how you feel. I just really love coming home every single day at the end of the night, and this is what I do. I reflect on my entire day and see where I can make changes. And this also helps you to set new goals every month. It also gives you an idea of what you need to change, maybe with your meals. Maybe you realize you bought a ton of food this week. Maybe you realize that you're not drinking a lot of water, and that was something that I noticed. I was not drinking a lot of water, so I have my bottle in the back of me right there. It allows you to reflect when you have everything in one book. That helps you so much. And I always tell you guys that I create products that I feel like if I know made the biggest difference in my life. And I swear by my Move Daily Wellness. And I'm already halfway through, so I have like 3 more months in this. So I'm excited to see more changes and how I feel at the end of that. And then I can always start a new one, depending on what my new goals are or something like that. Always remember, it is a journey. It is not like a one-time quick fix like I told you guys before. It is like a lifestyle, and this has been something that I really do enjoy doing because it allows me to really reflect on my decisions when it comes to food and workouts and my general lifestyle, and it allows me to see where changes need to be made in order for me to feel my best self and live my best life. So for the workout aspect of it, I would use my Fitbit. Now, you don't have to have a smartwatch. I just like doing it because I just feel like if it allowed me to see visually what I was doing and how many steps I was getting in a day. But you're not going to make it obsessive. I don't make it like, oh my God, if I don't make 10,000 steps, this is the end of my life. I just do it casually and be like, oh, well, this is interesting. I did this workout and I did this amount of steps and I burned this amount of calories and I felt really good. My heart rate was up. I just like seeing it like that because I am a visual person. Something else that really helped me from Amazon was my FitIndex scale. I showed this a lot on my Instagram in my weight loss highlights, and I was able to use this scale to track my progress. Now, I've never been about losing physical numbers. I just wanted to look better. I just wanted to be more toned. I just wanted to feel better in my body. So it was never about losing physical pounds. But I do love this FitIndex scale so much because it comes with an app on your phone and you can literally document your progress and set goals and everything like that. So when I hopped onto the scale like a few months later, I was like, oh my God, like look how many pounds I did lose. Even though that was not what it was about, I was able to get a numerical value that I was like, oh my God, this is insane. Like I'm actually losing weight. So it felt really good to have that physical data to back up the way that I was feeling, because sometimes you might just think that it's all in your head. And, you know, sometimes if you have that body dysmorphia or slight things like that, you know, seeing evidence of it in like a numerical form is so helpful. I customize it to like a pink background, and it also gives you so much more information: bone density, water, protein, muscle mass, all of those things. They have like a ton of things that you can check, and that was so helpful to me. And I just loved seeing how my body was changing so much as I was losing weight. I do recommend checking this scale out if you would like, but just remember, it's not about being obsessive about it. It's just basically about seeing how your body is changing. So I honestly did not use the scale until like about 3-4 months passed, when I started to see those progress pictures change and then realize, okay, I'm looking different, I'm losing weight. And then I went on my scale to just kind of reaffirm that, because that is personally what I needed. So I'll have all of these Amazon products linked down below so you can check it out if you would like to use any of these in your personal wellness journey. So on to the workouts. Oh my God, this is going to be a long video, you guys. I hope you are sipping your tea, coffee, matcha, whatever it is. And so I quit the gym last year. I realized that the gym was not for me. It was a really toxic place, and I had a lot of like trauma from gym experiences and stuff like that. And when I quit the gym, I really stopped listening to what everybody else was saying. I stopped listening to trainers. I stopped listening to fitness bloggers, fitness influencers, whatever. I stopped listening to everybody. And I asked myself what I wanted, and I wanted to lose weight. This was my journey for weight loss. I felt like if a lot of places kept telling me I need to lift, but I was not seeing a difference and I was miserable. I was not losing weight anywhere else and it was so depressing, and I would just think I saw the numbers just going up and up and up. It was not it for me, and I'm not bashing the gym or bashing anybody who lifts. You need to listen to what you want, and you need to listen to your body and what your body wants, and not listen to what everybody else is saying. I did silence the noise, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do for myself, and that was not lifting anymore, and that was not being in the gym. I just wanted to do something different for myself, and I knew in my gut instinct that the gym and lifting was not it for me. I don't mind doing it again one day, but it's not for me. What I did instead was go on YouTube, and I found like free workouts. I would just Google HIIT workout. I would Google Pilates workout. I would Google dance workout. I would do whatever I felt to do on that day. But my main thing was that I would make sure to move daily. Do something every single day. That did not necessarily feel like a workout, but it was. It didn't feel like a chore to me. It felt fun because I had like good music. I would be in my apartment. I would be away from people. I was able to wear whatever I wanted to wear. I was able to feel my best self. I was able to just come home and be like, oh yeah, let me light some candles, put on my fairy lights, pull out my mat, and set up this amazing home gym space, which was really just a mat and some little 8-pound weights. And I would be able to just be like, yeah, this is my gym. How fun. I am so grateful that I'm able to just work out in my apartment and have this space and not feel like if I need to be pressured to go to the gym. And I feel like if that was life-changing, that aspect was life-changing, because I did not want to lift. I didn't want to go to the gym, so I was not forcing myself to do it. And I would just have a little workout session right in my living room, doing workouts that made me feel really, really good after. And I did not feel as if anybody was forcing me, or I did not feel like if I was pressuring myself. And I feel like if cardio and HIIT gets such a bad rep from a lot of fitness bloggers and influencers, and I think that is where the issue in my mind came from first, because everybody would be like, oh, showing their before and after pictures and being like, oh my God, this is me when I was doing cardio alone, and this is me when I was lifted. You guys, that did such harmful things to my mindset when it came to working out. It made it feel like if they were almost bashing cardio, and you would never look like this unless you lifted. You guys, I lifted for years, and this right now is the best that I've ever felt in my body. I look amazing. I feel so confident, and I am not lifted, and I feel good, and I am loving it, you guys. And I speak so passionately on it because you guys have no idea the toxic mentality that was my mindset because of what I was consuming myself with. And what I also did was unfollow a lot of fitness bloggers and influencers that I was following that was only preaching a lot about weights and the gym, because it just did not pertain to me. I have nothing against them, but for me, when I silenced that noise and listened to what I freaking wanted to do, I did not want to go to the gym and lift anymore. And when I did what I wanted and what I knew was right for myself and my body freaking transformed. Of course, it had a lot to do with what I was eating as well, and a lot with what I was like tracking and my food and my, journaling and stuff. But a lot of it also came from moving daily and doing things that I wanted to do and that I loved doing. So in this video, I feel like if these are general guidelines that you can take and alter and tailor to your own life and what you want to do. Because at the end of the day, when you listen to yourself, you know what is right for you. And maybe one day I might be like, you know what? I feel like if I want to do some legs at a gym, and I will do that because that's what I want to do and that's what I feel like my body wants to do. But as of right now, I am so happy with my living room workouts and my free YouTube videos, and I love it. And that is what I feel like if you need to listen to yourself, because you always know what is good for you in this life. It could be when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friends, the same way you will know what is good for you if you have a wellness journey and a lifestyle that you want to do and you're not seeing results. You know deep down what your body wants to do and what you're going to enjoy and what you're going to like doing. So tune out the noise. We don't need that noise in our head right now. And ask yourself at the end of this video, if you've made it this far, ask yourself, what do you want? What do you want for yourself? Do you want to gain muscle? Do you want to lose weight like I did? Do you want to eat better, move daily more, Stop letting everybody around you and these fitness influencers and bloggers and media tell you what you should do to make your body a certain way, especially if it makes you feel miserable, especially if it makes it feel like if it's a chore, especially if you are freaking unhappy doing it. Stop. And that is really what I did with my workouts. I would only work out for 20 minutes max. If I'm feeling extra on that day, I'll do like 30 minutes, but I never sat in my apartment and did an hour-long workout. I did 20-minute hits, 20-minute Pilates, 20-minute dance, 20-minute circuit training on YouTube, whatever the heck you feel like doing. 20 minutes of something. If I did not feel to work out that day, I would still want to move daily, so I would do like maybe a 10-minute stretch. 10 minutes, that's literally it. But I would do something every single day. No matter if it was even 5 freaking minutes, I would do it. I loved like trying hip hop classes online on YouTube. I loved heels classes online. I loved Pilates, and I love Blogilates. She has so many things. I watched her from the beginning of her YouTube life. I would also have a skip and rope sometimes, and I would just like at the end of like a really light workout, I would just be like, you know what, I feel like a bad today, so I am going to skip for 5 minutes and get my freaking heart rate through the roof. And that is what I would do. So I just had a lot of fun with it. Literally gave myself the permission to do whatever I wanted to do without feeling bad and without feeling judged and without feeling like if I am this horrible person because I'm not going to the gym 5 times a week to lift a ton of heavy weights and cardio is so horrible for me and I'm not, no, that. I just feel so passionately about it because I know that the damage that gym culture did to me, I know the damage that social media did to me. So I hope that this was able to make things a bit more realistic for you guys. And that is really what I did over a period of 6 months. That made such a difference in my life. It was the daily practices all combined in one: eating, wellness journaling, and my actual fitness aspect that really did help me. So I know this was a long video. I really hope that these brought things back down to like a realistic level for you and manageable if you are wanting to lose weight and if you are interested in starting this wellness journey. Honestly, it changed my life. It changed the way that I look and that I feel. And looking back at those old videos that I did that I never put up on YouTube, and I look at my body and I look at my face and I can see how unhappy I was compared to this now and me actually working on being the best version of myself. It honestly is the best. I wish that there was like a video like this when I was starting this that didn't like try to push me into the gym or make me feel bad if I didn't want to lift. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, thumbs it up if you enjoyed it, if it helped you in any single way, and if you took one thing away from it, thumbs this video up. It helps my channel so much. Don't forget to also subscribe if you don't want to miss anything like this. And if you have any questions down below, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I also wish you all the best on your personal wellness journey, whatever that may look like for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.